Hello, my name's David. I'm an environment artist, and here we are today in a rather interesting little indie game called Exo One. And we're just starting on the first level here. I finished the game, and once you've finished, it allows you to go back and enjoy each level, of which there are 12 levels, if I remember correctly. And here we go. It's all quite strange and mysterious, but we are a sphere, a space sphere, and it's given us some little introduction sort of tutorials here. So hold gravity, hold right trigger to sort of increase gravity. So and then we go down the hill, and then ooh, up we go. Get a little bit of height there in this sort of very interesting sort of undulating terrain. So basically, yeah, you can affect local gravity, as it were, around the sphere. So if I pull the right trigger, plop, and if I keep it held down, you'll notice that it slows down, goes faster, and then it follows the incline, as gravity would do. You know, if you make the ball really heavy, it's going to fall down the nearest incline. So you've got to kind of, if you just hold the trigger down, you're stuck in a dip, basically. You go, woo. So what you need to do is let go at the bottom of the dip, and then you sort of just take off and then leave it here, and then going downhill, hold the trigger again, release as you go uphill. And so you can kind of gain altitude doing that. You can move around with the stick as it's telling us there. Little incline there, let off the trigger there. Some lovely clouds coming in, and you can glide. So there we go. It's basically like skipping stones, as you fling them out over a lake. And now we've run out of energy, so you've got a certain amount of energy management to deal with. But the good thing is when you go through clouds, it energizes you, presumably with friction or something like that. But here we go. I mean, look at that. I really love this part of the game. It's flying, double jump, flying through and over and around the clouds. And that chilled music comes in, and there's some sort of interesting story flashbacks coming in here about this sort of a sort of astronaut mission to Jupiter, and some funny energy things happen, and our kind of character person seems to get zapped off into dimensions unknown on an energy beam like that. There we go. See, as we enter the cloud, we picked up some energy, and now we're flickering and the energy's gone. So then we can increase our friction. It seems to be friction. Oh, and the rain's coming down there. Check that out. There you go, more story stuff. I think that's the astronaut team. Yeah, I love it. I mean, the reinforcement of the rain coming down with the droplets on the screen. I mean, look at it all. It's just dumping rain down. So jump up, glide into our little spheroid, and yeah, check that out there. Let's swoop down, and then you pick up the energy as you go through. And look at that lighting. Isn't it beautiful? It's just wonderful sort of pastel colors going on in this game. It's just, I mean, I love this. This is at its best when you're gliding through these sort of columns of massive clouds, and you see a little window, and you just zoom through it. Look at that beautiful yellowy sort of ochre glow you get coming through, and then sort of these russet clouds with all these purples going on as well. Yeah, it's a great chill out game, this. It really is. It's beautiful. Yeah. Dive. There we go. Yeah. Whee. So if you kind of think about Christopher Nolan's Interstellar, if you add in a big dollop of Carl Sagan's book Contact, or actually I should say it's more the vibe of the film Contact. It's got, obviously the concepts from the book. Great book, actually. I would recommend it. One of my favorite books, actually. Carl Sagan, the great Carl Sagan. Great. Ooh. Look at that. I think we ran out of energy or something there. Yeah, so you mix in those kind of concepts and you've got a lot of the mood of this. And actually, now think about it, quite a bit of Space Odyssey 2001 to my mind. It's got that lonely vibe of mysterious interstellar sort of goings on, and you know, just strangeness in space. And you know, there's a loneliness to it. There's a sort of solitary, exploratory sort of vibe. And so this is the game telling us we're heading away from our objective, basically. So we kind of want to get to that over there. So I'm getting lost in my wanderings, aren't I? So yeah, if you like those books and films and things, then you know you're likely to like this. I love the concept of this game. You know, it's such a clean, minimal concept. You know, it's unfussy. It knows exactly what it is. It's not really trying to add in lots of other features and lots of other story. The story is very minimal. It's there. It's providing a framework, and you know, basically, you've just got to, you know, travel across these landscapes, however best you can, using the mechanics provided. And yeah, it's just a really nice, clean, elegant, simple design that gives a framework for chilling out, really, just relaxing and just marveling at these beautiful sort of vistas you get. You know, just that as you break through the clouds and you get this wonderful view. Wow. Excellent. And the music is worth mentioning as well, because it supports the type of game that it is really well. You know, that just relaxed sort of ambient vibe. And this is a game mostly the brainchild of one person, and his company is called Expletive. He's an Australian developer, and it's pretty much the work of one man with two other people providing code support, as far as I understand it. So you know, that's what you get when you've got firstly an indie developer. Oops. And it's an indie developer with, you know, a singular vision, and he knows exactly what he's doing in this game, and he knows exactly what his design is and what he wants to achieve. And you know, there's so much to be said for a singular vision in a game, because you know, you're agile then, aren't you? You can do what you want because it's all in your head. You know, I do like games that are the product of one individual. You know, you tend to get an originality that just isn't there when, you know, you're looking at sort of bigger companies. Even like, you know, like if there's like, you know, 10 people or something, you're still getting a kind of slight committee element to it, you know, unless they're all uncommonly unified in their vision, which does happen, of course, you know. Now, this game was, I think it was a Kickstarter project, and I kind of want to say that I backed it a number of years ago when it came out, but if I'm honest, I can't quite remember. I backed a few things on Kickstarter, and I certainly had access to it pre-release, which may have just been a demo that they released. You know, the memory fails, but I certainly had my eye on it before its release, and it didn't disappoint at all. Yeah, it's really nice. It's really good. So I think we've had a nice little flavor of this level. I think we'll go and check out another planet. So let's go. So here we are on the ocean world of Nautica. So at the end of each level, you head toward that blue beam and you get fired up it, and then you end up getting sort of, you know, translated into some new dimension or across the galaxy or something like that, and then you zap down onto another planet. And here we are, this wow, this ocean world, and now this is, you know, again, it reminds me of Interstellar with that ocean world that they land on. Yeah, and here we go. We really are skipping across the waves like a skipping stone, aren't we? And some interesting wave deformation going on. There we go. Right, so what we'll do, we'll plop down to the depths. Whoa, see, this slightly worries me. Speaks to my thalassophobia, my fear of deep water. And again, it reinforces that lonely sort of vibe. Does Jupiter. Yeah, foreshadowing of the kind of expedition to Jupiter and all its shenanigans that are going on. So yeah, we're kind of heading over that way. We've got these big old water spouts that are coming from these asteroids that are sort of impacting. You know, we're in the midst of a big old asteroid sort of shower. So let's get a bit of height. So if you kind of crash down into the water, you can get a bit more height. And if you swoop down, we might be able to catch one of these spouts. I think we just missed that one maybe. But if you time it right, I like the water deforms from the impact sites of those, which I really like. I think that's a really nice touch. So what can we get there? Can we get that one? I got a little boost, a modest boost. So if we hit the water a bit, we can skip off it. There we go. Whoa, get a bit up there. There we are. So, and then a bit of speed up under the waves, and then we'll jet out, having generated some energy from the interaction with the water, presumably. Up into some clouds, there we go, and that's going to help us get some height. Wow, and above the clouds. Awesome. Let's go through that there. Did I just miss it? Oh, look at all that water dumping down there. I love the rain. Love it. And, you know, the water droplets on the screen just, yeah, they reinforce that so well. Some strange flashings going on, isn't there? Right, again, dip down and scoopy-doopy-doo, up, up, up. It's a really nice change from the, like, solid surfaces of the planets. You know, so the design is cool. You know, you get this different sort of surface going on, and you can actually just, you know, plop straight down into it and kind of interact with the water. Quite a brave move, actually, for a single developer to tackle water on this scale. And I mean, it looks really good, I think, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, yeah, no small task getting a whole load of water like this going. This game is made in Unity, by the way, and you know, another example of you know, Unity looking really nice. You know, a very capable engine in the right hands. It just, yeah, it works so well, I think. There we go. I mean, look at that. It's all going on, isn't it? Look at the waves coming from the impact sites. There's lightning going on. There's asteroids coming in. And we're just going scoop. It's great, isn't it? Yeah, cool, cool. So, that's a lovely look at Nautica. And there's quite a few other planets. So, let's skip along. Travel through the galaxy onto another planet. Here we are, Coronides. And this is, again, another inventive use of all this stuff. But, I mean, this really reminds me of Super Mario Galaxy. Because instead of one big planet now, look at that. We've got a friggin' star, and we've got these massive asteroids. And so they exert their own gravitation on us. And we've got to kind of slingshot around. And, you know, if I increase gravity now, it'll suck us down to the nearest large mass. So let's, oh yeah, let's head for that there. Can we get enough? Oh, I put too much gravity on there. I wasn't thinking, was I? I wonder if we could jet out on that plume. That might get us there. So let me find our destination. There we are. We've got to get over there. So we may or may not have reached a sort. No, we've not reached any kind of escape velocity. Look at that thing. Wow, there's one hell of an impact site there, isn't it? That is cool. So yeah, we need to get escape velocity essentially, and work our way out of this place. So if we get down that crater, we can find it. Where are we going? Let's see how that does. This is really creative, isn't it? You know, they're not bound by just one planet, or, you know, with different types of surfaces. You know, this is a really, yeah, it's really creative and great. And this is the only kind of level that's messing with the formula to this degree, which I would have quite liked to have seen you know, some more stuff like this happening, but the fact that it is in there, you know, I mean, it's a one person effort predominantly, and you know, it's a lot of effort. It's a lot of effort making a game, and you know, this is a really cool proof of concept, I think. Now let's launch off in that way, and then once you get close enough, oh, there we go, that's the next sort of option down there. Not doing too bad, not doing too bad. And that's got lots of interesting scoop shapes that will provide nice ramps to then get to the next stage. So here we go. So yeah, it's a bit like kind of hopping, skipping and jumping across to the next big center of mass, I suppose. Next big sort of stellar body. So there we go, we're on the next one here, and if we just time it right, skip off that one. There we go, not bad. There we go, I got quite a bit of speed up on that one. And so then you apply gravity and it'll suck us onto that one, and away we go. Doing all right now. Wow, check it out. There we go. Well, seeing as I'm doing so well, maybe we'll actually just, you know, show you the travel mechanic. So there we go, yeah, perfect. And you get in there, and then that's your launch point. Whoosh! Away you go. Very 2001 that, isn't it? That visual effect. So, onto the next planet. Another really nice planet, actually. Here we are. So, if you notice the text there, we are starting off somewhat limited in this level. We've got some damage, perhaps, and we can't do our glide maneuver. So, what we're doing, we're limited to just utilizing the gravity mechanic. So, let's get a bit of speed up. Jump off the crest of the hill. Look at that, looks like a big pyramid, doesn't it? I like this change of pace where it forces you to use the gravity mechanic. Because up till this point, you know, you got quite comfortable with the glide mechanic. And it gives you a bit of time without it to limit you. But once you travel a certain amount of time in this environment, it kind of gives it you back, you know. So it's not limiting you for too long so that it's frustrating. It's just making you appreciate your glide mechanic all the more when it comes back like this. And this planet being quite a sort of high electromagnetic sort of phenomena, right? After limiting you, it then really sort of goes to town on giving you the tools to play around. And I think we'll have a little swoop down here to catch that slope, and then up that incline. There we go. There we are. Now we're getting some altitude up and some speed as we hit that kind of upper atmosphere sort of thing. And check this out now. There we go. So after limiting us, it then gives us the ability to sort of really get some height, more story flashbacks, and up above we go. Look at that. Now we're really high up. And so once you get high up like this, you know, you've got a lot of clouds to generate more power. So, you know, it's very, very easy to sort of stay up this high then. And you can just sort of have fun zooming through these little windows in the clouds that you see. Like these here. Yeah, let's go through there. Whoa, look at it. Isn't it great? I love it. I love it. Yeah, these volumetric clouds are really good. And again, you know, it's Unity looking a lot better than you expect. Unity's really quite capable, and you can get some lovely looking stuff. And, you know, I mean, in the right hands, it can be a worthy competitor to Unreal Engine. So I like seeing this sort of stuff. Hey, there we go. Out above the clouds. And now we're looking down on the lightning and stuff. Brilliant, isn't it? Cool. So I think we'll cast our gaze on one more planet for this taster. So I think we'll go to Coelus. Let's do it. See you there. So this is kind of like the last level. And it's really like the payoff for it all. It gives you all the freedom, basically. I mean, look at this. This is, I mean, it's I guess it's kind of like a gas giant. And these towering, massive clouds. We've got a little guide here that helps us through. But it just, yeah, it's great. It's the real payoff for all the sort of work we've done. That boosts us up a bit, this as well. But, you know, look at that there. You go through these awesome windows in the clouds. It's like kind of this sort of massive canyon, if you will, isn't it? There's so much freedom that you've got. Left, right, up, down. You can swoop around. And, you know, these clouds here allow you to generate the power to get back up if you sort of swoop down a bit too low. And rather tasteful pinky purple vibe going on as well, isn't there? So let's just go through here. Whee! Look at it. And up, up, up we go. I've never seen so many volumetric clouds. So let's just swoop through. Cool. So you're never far away from a great deal of speed. Oh, right, that looks interesting. Can we just zoom up there through here? There we go. What is it? Ooh, charge. Yeah. There we go. Check that out. So it gives us this little boosty thing too. Nice. So let's do a swoop. Whee! Whoa! Did you see that pulse that came out from us? That was us breaking the sound barrier. And you get a sort of accompanying sonic boom effect as well. Really nice. Let's do it again. So I'll swoop down from maximum height. Whoa! There you go. Excellent. The audio's great. And through the thick clouds, there's energies going around. Yeah. It's brilliant. Get yourself a copy, pop it on, get some headphones on, lights down. Yeah. And you're in for a treat. The whole game, you'll probably do it all in about 2 hours. So, you know, it's not going to outstay its welcome either. But I find there's quite a bit of replayability. You know, I mean, it's more of a sort of thing you just pop on and, you know, chill out to. Yeah. There we go. Lovely. Well, I think that's a nice little taster, isn't it, there? And just for our little outro, let's pop to the very last thing, which is Jupiter. And which is more of a kind of playable outro, I guess. Here we are, Jupiter. In the upper reaches of Jupiter's atmosphere. So this is kind of like the game ending sort of, you know, little treats where you can do some swooping around. The ball's gone. So we're just entirely at our leisure to mooch around. I've always wanted to swoop around in Jupiter's atmosphere. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, I love it. So you can just, you know, as far as I can see, just keep mooching around here until you're sort of kind of done with it, really. But I mean, you know, it's just like so relaxing on a cloud floppy duvet sort of thing, isn't it? You know, it's like, yeah, it's a floppy duvet for the mind. So I hope that was interesting. Really nice revisit to Exo One, which I've been meaning to do for a while, because for me this, I mean, it's a classic game. It's a wonderfully clean concept, a beautiful singular vision of a game that from start to finish is just, you know, nailing its vibe. So really well done, Expletive. Great game. Great game. So thanks for joining me on that, and I'll see you in some other video soon. Take it easy. Bye.